Yo, what up? Listen, welcome to the Shooters Podcast. Why did I just do that and just stop? But listen, welcome to the Shooters Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Shot Me, and where we talk about the business of photography and videography. So let's jump right into it. So I got a trash segment, right? Don't we got a trash name for this? Can somebody tell me what the trash name is? Somebody put in the comments something. Remind me. Send me a text, email, fax, smoke signal. Cause I keep having. I know Belange hit me, Ruby hit me. A lot of people hit me up telling me what the trash segment was, but I keep forgetting. Every time I do this, I keep forgetting. But anyway, I'm just call it trash segment, trash talk. I think somebody was it trash talk. Regardless, we here now. Okay. So listen. First of all, I done lost my touch, right? So my trash segment or trash what's trash talk for me, it was maybe 3 months ago. This is the first time this ever happened. This is how I knew that I'm like Jordan playing for the Wizards. Like when Jordan was good playing for the Bulls, then he started being trash and he started playing for the Wizards. That was me. I went all the way to this dude's house, right, to shoot this value content. Got there, got the joint set up. I even brought my daughter with me too. Got the joint, she can be my assistant. Get everything set up, camera on the tripod, put the lens on, and guess what? I left my entire SD card booklet at the house. The whole little SD card holder, the whole situation was at the house. So I said, oh, I got another camera. I'll just pull the SD card out of that. There was none. What happened was I was dumping SD cards, and most time I dump it in whatever format, whatever I need to do, put it back in the little SD card, all my SD cards in one little folder, and one little holder, put it back in my bag, and be ready for the next shoot. But since I'm not shooting every day, I'm not practicing every day, I'm not doing this I'm not doing this on an ongoing basis like I used to. Like I say, I'm actually losing my touch. I'm not as frequently shooting as I used to. So I'm messing up here and there. Went all the way to the shoot. I'm like, crap, I got to go back home and get it. But luckily, he already had some SD cards, so I just used one of his. But it won't get like, I was just like, yeah. So yeah, I got to go back home. But for what? I ain't got no SD card. You should have seen the look on his face. You trash. I'm like, and because you don't think SD card is that big of a deal, but I'm like, I can't even operate this camera at all without the SD card. You know what I'm saying? That's that little chip. I'm like, this big camera, we should be able to. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, that joint killed me. I was like, we can't do this joint at all. So, hang on, hold up. What in the world's happening? Okay. So, outside of that, outside of me leaving my SD card, I used his, and I guess we were good. It just wasn't, the SD card wasn't as good as mine. You know, mine's had like higher megabytes, higher write speed, and all this stuff. I had to use what I could use. It was bad. It was horrible. Then my daughter was with me too. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to be showing her. I'm supposed to lead by example. And she was just like, Dad, you trash. Just like that in her voice. Dad, you trash. Okay, let's jump right into it. Now that we're done with that, wait, let me give y'all a way to solve that. So now what you want to do is, opposed to having one central SD card holder, maybe have two. One that you always keep in the bag, or maybe not even a holder. Maybe have two extra SD cards, put them in another area in your bag. So at least when you come and bring your bag somewhere and you leave your holder or whatever, you still can bring out the emergency SD cards. I felt so bad. Okay, so let's jump into the real deal of today. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys 5 principles that photographers and videographers should live by. I'm sorry, let me say it again. 5 life and business principles that photographers and videographers should live by. So here's where I got these principles from. I went live not too long ago, and I created I created this one a while ago. I called it the Bar Book. The Bar Book. So basically, what I did was I used to coach a lot. I still do. I coach a lot, and I'd be dropping bombs on the phone. I'd be like, "You need it, pop, 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 pop." I'd be like, I get off the phone. Dang, you gave him some heat. What did you say? I'd be like, I don't remember. So now I'm starting to keep in tab my bars. I will stop anything I'm doing to go and drop the bar, because think about all the greats, right? All these, the Warren Buffetts, the Steve Jobs, whatever. All these people. Well, Warren Buffett is Warren Buffett alive? He alive, ain't he? Okay. Yeah. I guess he just keep getting older. He's still here. Anyway, some of the people that are past and gone, or some of the greats, you want to document that process of like the things that they talk about when they were younger, the bars that were dropping, the coaching, the advice. You want to have all these things. That's why they write books. So I want to at least have the bars and quotes, in my notes or in my possession. So that way, when I get older or whatever it looks like, or when someone's come to me and ask me for something, I can at least give them the same advice that I gave someone else. So I created the Bar Book. I feel like every entrepreneur, business owner, anybody giving advice should also have a Bar Book as well. Okay, my Bar Book is basically just notes on my phone. Your Bar Book, you can write it down in a journal. It's up to you. But when you're dropping bombs on somebody and it's some good advice and it's something that people can use and another person needs to hear it, somebody like me, I'm gonna forget it, but I'm gonna need you to be on point, and we're gonna write it down and we're gonna pass it on to the next person. Let's jump into it. So here's our 5 things. I got this from my live the other day. I wrote it all down on my Bar Book, and I'm about to read them all to you right now. All right. So here's the first one. Okay. I was going live, and a guy came on there, and he was just talking about how he wanted to be the best shooter. So here's what I said. I said, I don't want to be the best shooter. I will much rather hire the best shooter. Here's what I meant by that. Because he mentioned that, of course, as a creative, you want to be the best. I want to be the best, and of course, you want to be the best. Right? And I was like, well, no, not really. Think about it. You look at Michael Jordan, right? Whoever is making, Michael Jordan is making money. I'm not talking about shoes and all the sponsors and all the other stuff. I'm talking about him as a basketball player. He's making money, right? A lot of money. But how much money is the person making that's cutting Michael Jordan's check? So you're a player. You're a talent, which is great. I need to use you to be able to dunk on people, do the crossovers, do the daggone the tongue out your mouth. I need you to do the whole thing. Let me know when you get done. Played a good game this season. Good game this season. Yeah. It's your check. And then I sit back and watch him play. Okay. Now, that's still not a bad thing for either person, but it's just a personal preference for me. Okay. So Michael Jordan, he's playing, right? He loves it. The game of basketball, he loves it. So same thing for you. You love the game of shooting, photography, and videography. But there's going to be a point in time where you might want to retire early. I mean, who knows? You could be retired. I mean, you can retire at whatever age. You can retire at 30 or 40, 50, 60. It's up to you. But at that point in time, do you still want to be the best? Do you still want to look back and say that I was the best? Or you just love the game and you want to keep the game going, where you make money and you're also able to help other shooters make money as well. So if you're getting paid $5,000, you're able to pay a shooter up and coming that reminds you of yourself, that's just like yourself, pay them $1,000, $2,000, whatever, something that you didn't have growing up, and now they get an opportunity to go and shoot underneath your whatever, your agency or whatever you have. Okay? So something you want to think about as a principle I live by. I recommend you live by it too. Okay, let's jump right into. Okay, you don't get paid for creativity. You get paid for everything else. Now, I know this is going to ruffle a lot of feathers because the whole goal is you to be like, oh, I'm trying to be creative. That's what, the more creative I am, the more money I make. That's a lie. I know a lot of people are going to think about the Picassos and all that. Okay, let it go. All right. Okay, let it go. I'm talking about photographers and everyday photographers and videographers who are trying to make $2 to $10 grand a month. The more creative that you have, that you get, you don't get paid more. Because your client has a certain vision or something that they want. And then you can be so creative that you get off the rails of doing other stuff. Okay? So the creativity is not, they're not paying you for that. They're paying you for everything else. Not how much creative juices that you can come up with. It's your efficiency. It is your customer service. It is your style. It is your promptness. It is your humor. It is your personality. It is everything except for your creativity while shooting. That might be 10% of it. Put it like this. If you said, I'm going to do your shoot, I'm going to be as creative as possible. I'm the most creative person. I'm the most creative photographer you'll ever meet. And they say, all right, great. And they pay you $2,000. You take the $2,000 and guess what? You show up late. You take the $2,000, but then you guys didn't match energy while you was on the location or while you was on set. You take the $2,000, you take 4 months to get their project back. You take the $2,000 and you don't have contracts, invoices in place, so they can't even get a refund on their money if something crazy would have happened. You think you're getting paid for creativity? No. Let's keep going. Creativity costs time. And time, people aren't willing to waste. Creativity costs time, and time people aren't willing to waste. So meaning, while you, I had a guy, we was like in the same, I guess niche essentially. And what happened was I just took off. The reason why I took off and this person stayed the same was because that they always had the excuse of, creativity just takes time. You get this project back whenever you get it back. Okay? With me personally, I'm like, what is it that you need? What is something that what is the, the minimum or whatever that you need? I need to be a video, 60 seconds, testimony, whatever. Great. I'm going to get that back to you. A day, 2 days. Boom, you got it. Or this person is still thinking about the creative process, adding more stuff to it. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 months later. So, creativity is going to cost the client time. And the client doesn't have time to waste. Okay. Now, these are two things that kind of geared towards some things on the live. I had someone come in and told me that they wanted to come to my conference, but they had to work. So here's what I said. I said there's more opportunities to get a job, but less opportunities for an opportunity. So what happened was what happened was, there's opportunities that come to us, all the time, every day. Well, might be every day. They just come often, right? And you have to have vision to be able to recognize that it's an opportunity. Okay. Once opportunities, once you come across the opportunity, you have a decision to make. And that decision, 9 times out of 10, depending on how big the reward is, it could be a big sacrifice or a big risk. And if you are believe in yourself enough to know that if I take this opportunity and the things that comes outside or after this opportunity could be a big reward for me, I'm willing to take it. If you can think this through and say, you know what, I'm willing to make this sacrifice or this risk for this reward, then you will go for the opportunity and essentially forget about the job. Okay. I'm not telling anybody to leave their job, take off whatever, or do whatever that and get fired. Essentially, what I'm saying is, you're more likely to get another job as opposed to the opportunities that you come across. So you gotta think to yourself, when opportunities come, how many times is the opportunity going to come back to me? Could this be the opportunity that's going to take my life and my business to the next level? And then you got to turn around and look at whatever's standing in your way, or whatever's holding you back. How would this thing benefit me right now? And are you willing to put up with whatever the consequences that come with it if you do decide to take that opportunity and make a sacrifice? Are you willing to put up with the consequences or deal with it, whatever they may be? Last but not least, kind of piggyback. If you take no risk, if you take no sacrifice, there is no reward. Period. If you take no risk, if you take no sacrifice, there is no reward. Period. So people think that they can just, like blow up, glow up, whatever the thing is, level up. They think they can just do it. That's not the way it works. Okay. You heard of the saying, you have to go down to come up. Because you have to understand the power of sacrifice. You have to understand the power of losing something. So that way, when you gain something, you'll appreciate it. That's why a lot of you heard those people say they got these kids. They're like I guess like spoiled brats or whatever, because they always gain, right? They always get something. New TV, new car, new phone, whatever. Always getting hurt on time, whatever. But the people who come from struggle, I'm not saying if you had the things you had in life, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the ones that are, I don't know, whatever you want to call spoiled brats, whatever it looks like to you, okay? But the ones who come from nothing, the ones who come from struggle, basically the ones who didn't have much, that's constantly losing, it feels different when they win. Okay, winning is an accomplishment for them, as opposed to winning being something that's normal. Now, I do want us to normalize winning. I do want us to win every day and make sure that it's normal. But there is power in taking risks and power in sacrifice. Okay? I'm not telling you to say, oh wait, I need to get this level. Let me just go throw something away. That's not the way it works. Majority of the times when there's an opportunity, majority of the time there's always a sacrifice for you to get it. Okay. Well, we're done here. Whew. That was a lot of pressure. So listen, y'all. That is 5. That's part 1. We should do a part 2 because I got all these bars in the bar book. So when I go live again, we'll do a part 2. And whatever bars I give from this live, I'll drop it in here. But that is the 5 life and business principles for photographers and videographers that you should live by. Make sure, if y'all haven't noticed, I got my, let me see. Got my yellow on today. Okay. Got the yellow on today. This is the yellow edition. Okay. We're talking about the yellow print. So make sure you guys go to theyellowprint.com to be able to get your tickets to the Yellow Print Business Conference. It's the first ever, okay, business conference for photographers and videographers. Make sure you get your tickets. See y'all there. That being said, I respect the shot. I respect the shooter. We lit.